All right, we are back with segment number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show with Richard Cummins, not Michele Cummins.
Richard Cummins.
Yeah, the namesake of the show, really.
Yeah, the patriarch, the what would you call the name, the surname?
The surname.
Yes, sir.
Sir Richard
It's your family name, her married name. So I guess you have more ownership.
Yeah. So if we went like the Jerk with Steve Martin, her Armenian dad's name would be the Hartunian.
That's right,
Mr. Hartunian's gas station.
Someone hates these
Somebody
cans.
hates these cans. We've got to move these cans.
Why isn't that the first scene we go to?
It's the best
Always.
scene.
That and the hitchhiking, and you only use the end of the fence. That's my other favorite.
Like the bus ride from Vancouver.
That's right.
Well, we are back with segment 2 now. I think we're not going to be maybe as real estate heavy on this segment because we did talk about Michele and how she works as a realtor and why she's at the top of her game and top of her class, because we've explained that, because it's amazing what she can do, and like you said, no pressure.
Right. Yeah. I never felt that. That was the one time she was like, "Here's a house I think you and your family will like," and we were like, "We don't like this house." Well, let's just try it. In that gentle, amazing way she does it. Let's just have a look. There's nothing you can lose by having it. Okay. And when we said we didn't like it, she was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
And
but you saw it.
But she, obviously she's an expert. So, and I know nothing. Like if you want to learn about something I like, if you want to learn how to play accordion or something.
Well, I think that's part of the process, though, for her, too, because I know that she pretty much sent us to a place that she knew we wouldn't like, but she wanted to make sure that, she was right, that this wasn't the style or whatever we were looking at. So we went to like 3 or 4 open houses one day, and the one we were just like, no, God, no, that's not the place.
Yeah. I think it's like a doctor. A doctor will look at you and they'll be like, they have no idea what's wrong with you. So they'll prescribe something that they know will have a certain effect or it won't, based on a flow chart. And I'm sure it's like that. Like me and you don't know real estate. Like I don't. Like I don't study it. I don't know anything about it. But there's got to be a flow to how you show these things. It's not just willy-nilly. Let's get as many houses in front of these people as you can, like attrition, right? Just force all the houses. You'll pick one. We'll go to the next person. No, it felt like there was an actual, not scientific, but like a real process, a real flow chart to it, so that, okay, well, they like this, but they don't like this. They like this, but they don't like this. And it because as we went, it seemed like the offerings were getting more close to what we wanted. And
they're more specific, yeah.
When we finally found that place that was like, this is my house, then that's when she really went to work because I'm a salesperson as well. I don't sell houses, but
Protec lasers if you need a laser.
When she went to work,
you can see the Cummins Group sign in the back that
That's what Jim made.
That's right.
Missing Cummins Real Estate grew.
It's the GRU.
It's en français.
Yeah.
But yeah, she that's when the kind of work that I recognized really sparked up, and saying, okay, now I'm going to go to bat with you and offer this. And I'm like, well, we can't offer that. She's like, yeah, watch me. in that totally innocent way. She I think sometimes you're not as innocent as you look. She went up there and just knocked it out of the park, and we were like, wow, that was $100,000 less than they were asking. It was a pre-COVID market, so it wasn't as crazy as it is now, but still, it was a lot less than they were asking.
Was this 2018,
2019?
Yeah, things were still,
Yeah, and like COVID happened like 20 minutes after we signed
and then we bought
papers.
our house during COVID, right in the middle of it.
I'm sorry.
Well, that was amazing. Actually, me and my wife said it was the best thing we ever did because, it kept us busy. We had to, get everything packed, unpacked, redecorate, all that. It was, it kept us busy for months.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so bad. But now, Richard, if you were selling the houses, it would be a laundry list of houses.
Yeah. And each one would have a recording studio. It's like, but I don't need a recording studio. Yeah, but let's look at this one.
Let's look at there's room for a recording studio.
Yeah. But there's something to be said about the tangibility of those things. Because there's one thing seeing it on paper, and a lot of what you're talking about, I know, just from seeing her do it so often. It's sometimes you got to look at the one to know, because if you're hemming and hawing, like you could spend twice as long looking at it on paper, but 5 minutes tangibly gives you the best decision making.
Yeah.
And she'll make the effort to go and do that and take the time, because it would be easier to say, no, I found one.
Yeah.
Okay, two. No,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
finding you the ones to give you that broad spectrum of so you can hone in your own expectations
Yeah.
on what you're doing.
No, we
Yeah.
showed up to our place, and Michele was, we had they weren't doing open houses, but in private showings or whatever. So we show up at like 7:00 at night, and Michelle's like literally coming down the stairs as we get to the door, and she's got like the Cheshire Cat grin on her face. She just knows that this is the place, like she could tell, and she's just following us around again with this smile on her face the whole time, and we're like, yeah, we got to make an offer on this place, and it was just.
And that was the one.
Yeah, it just checked off.
Nice.
It was pretty much fully renovated, nice kitchen, lots of room for the kid, room for a music room that me and my kid are going to still eventually put together.
There you go. Right on.
Over the garage, and a garage which still has never had a car in it. Working on that.
What's your rental on that?
You're going to buy another one?
I've got too many to come home still.
Well, yeah, you still got the El Camino over in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. It's in Mission, but yeah, it's from Supernatural, 454. Did you put it? Of course, you put that in El Camino. There's no weight in the back.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You just spin the tires.
Clouds
That's
for
all you're going to
hours.
do.
That's right.
You're not going
how
anywhere.
How to turn tires into clouds.
That's right. Eat it, Tesla.
Yeah, I can just a 454 and an El Camino.
I know. Who'd have thunk? But it's true. Yeah. My Supernatural car is coming. That's why we got to change the song. 4-car garage, and we're still building on 8-car, 12-car.
Yeah, you're going to need a few more. I mean, there's a few movie cars out there you haven't got yet.
That's right.
You could use an A-Team van.
I know. There's 2 in BC, 3 actually in BC.
Yeah, I ran it. I literally was in like a Walmart parking lot in Surrey one day, and I'm like, just
18 van.
just like,
Right on.
And my kid's going, that's kind of cool. What is it? And I'm like, oh.
Talking about Snoop Dogg earlier, the Torino. I was actually down on set when they were filming Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, cool.
So I got to see all the stunt Torinos, and that would be a nice one to
That
get.
would be a good one to have, yeah.
Those iconic cars.
The striped tomato, they
Well,
call it.
Rich has a lot of really cool iconic cars.
Well, speaking of, okay, so Michele, we promised we're going to get to the truth of this story.
Yeah, you had a
yes.
story about putting your General Lee in a ditch or something in the snow or something?
Yeah, so Jim here, he's done many things, but with his laser and Trotec lasers and everything that he does, if you need a laser, and if you're an Etsy mom, or if you're
Not laser hair removal, though. Let's make sure that, yeah.
we cut.
I need
them.
laser hair. They say George Clooney has a proceeding hairline. He's just that.
His hair just getting thicker with
just
age.
getting-
forces his hair forward.
But yeah, so Jim helped me with it. Was my first General Lee. It was a 68, and he helped cut all the graphics and everything for it, which is fantastic. I was thrilled. We were both working at the time at Water Pure and Simple, which was or Culligan. We just became Culligan Water. We were the
Culligan
Culligan man.
Hey, Culligan man.
And what are they, 50-pound bottles, and we'd carry 4 at once.
Yeah.
3 flights of stairs.
And now both your backs are wrecked.
And both the bags are in. And at the end of the day, you're just exhausted. And remember, that was during the other pandemic. That was during the Y2K.
Oh yeah.
So everyone was like, we need 30 bottles of water. It's like,
Because everything's going to crash at midnight.
and the elevator's broken, by the way. Of
course.
So I'm exhausted. I'm coming home one night, and the number one is it's pouring rain, and it's just clogged. I'm like, I'm going to go home through Fort Langley. So Derby Reach, very beautiful area. It's just past Fort Langley, and there's all those nice homes up on the driveways that go up and over the hill. So behind that is all these beautiful homes on the Fraser River. And I'm taking the Derby Reach. And luckily, this is before they put that big fence in there now.
Yep.
All those like park stakes. I mean, like 4x4
Yeah.
dimensional. That would have
Would have wrecked the car a little bit.
Yeah. So it's all beautiful. It's pouring rain. There's probably a lot of exhaust leak coming through the trunk. And I'm just getting tireder and tireder. I'm coming around the corner. And it's just that beautiful moment of and you realize your eyes are closed. And I open my eyes and I'm going if you drive Derby Reach, there's this really sharp corner. And I'm going right into that. I'm like, and I yank the wheel and I hit the gas. And of course, I go into a full 360 because I'm trying to not go into it.
Right. As a stunt driver, you know what
it's-
to do in these situations.
Well, no, I don't think at this point.
no.
Well, it's on my resume.
The 360 might not have been the best way out of this, actually.
It was pouring rain and it was just so slick. And I was like, whoa! Went around, poof. I'm perfectly, I guess if this is going to be on video, you can see I'm perfectly, so my rear tires are off the road now.
Yeah.
I'm like in reverse. Nothing's happening. All right. So I'm waiting around. People coming by honking. They love it. Of course. They say, the Generals of the Ditch, just like in the show. You got the horn. I'm like, I'm like, honk the horns.
Can you help me out here?
Can you sit on the air? And this truck comes along. So I'm there for a while, and this truck comes along. This guy stops, and he's just shaking his head at me. And he gets out. I'm like, I know this guy. I swear I know this guy. And he comes out, and he's got a strap, and he's like... And he couldn't be more disappointed. And like he's shaking his head. He's like, ah. And he has this yellow, strap, like a tow strap thing.
Oh, so it wasn't like a proper tow truck driver.
No, it was just a truck. A
dude with a tow strap.
Dodge Ram, I think. It was like a newer one. It was nice in those days. Had that semi front end kind of thing. Yeah. And hooks it to the back bumper, and he yanks the thing out with his truck. And I'm just sort of watching everything. He's not even really talking to me. And he turns back. He goes, you got to show respect for the General. I ain't no way to treat the General. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, hey, you know what? And he's getting back in his truck. Hey, can I ask you a question? He's like, I said, does anyone ever tell you look like Chris Christopherson? He goes, only every damn day of my life. And he slams the door and he goes. I'm like, I watched him go. I'm like, what? Years later, I told this story to everyone, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, no, I swear. That's what he said. I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe people do tell him every damn day of his life. It's because he does. Years later, Michelle's looking for a home for someone, and she's looking at all those nice homes that are there, and one of the titles was Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was filming Blade.
1,
not
2,
with Wesley
or 3.
Snipes, or the series.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was on the series here, yeah. So he must have had a home while he was here. And what better place than Derby Reach?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a great spot for a celebrity. It's like Chad Kroger has his place out this way too, right? It's a nice little spot for celebrities to go because they can probably be left alone pretty much.
Chad bought it back too. He
bought it back,
and he got it back.
Yeah,
that's But so, Chris, if you're listening, was that you?
Thanks.
Call me.
Yeah, call me.
Thanks for the tow.
I got a demo.
I've got some songs for you. Can you get it in somebody's hands here? Well, you got guitars here, don't you?
We do.
Well, why don't you grab them? Because I know you were threatening to do a song.
It is a country station, right? Still?
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
Last time I checked, it was in the title and everything.
107 point.
Well, country 107.1. Yeah, country.
Look at that.
Isn't that the Starship Enterprise?
Sure.
No, 1701.
1701.
There,
yes.
Now you guys are really nerding out. Even I don't know
no.
that. I'm more of a Star Wars geek though, and I like Star Trek.
Andor?
I havened yet.
I just did the first episode.
Yeah, I have not yet. I've heard great things about it.
Jim says great things.
Yep.
But I was a big fan of the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian. I love, and
Mandalorian was.
Season 3 is coming this year, I guess. So
that was like watching. Boba Fett was sort of failing, so they brought
Well,
it ended as the Mandalorian.
It was a bit slow to start, but I was okay with that. This guy had 17 minutes of screen time. They had to build a character.
It's true. Yep. Crawling out of the Sarlacc pit. That was probably my favorite.
Yes, that was cool. Now people are tuning out going, what are they talking about now?
Yeah. And it's like, yes, country.
Yeah, because we're talking, and we went from real estate to Star Wars.
Yes, there was a country band in Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you can play the Katina song, can't you? Know? Hey, how about you play that song again? It's the only song they seem to know.
All right. To honor your Sunday morning retro show, we'll do something old here.
Oh, I like that.
The only two things in life that make it worth living is guitars that tune good and firm, feeling women. I don't need my name in the marquee lights. I've got my song, and I've got you with me tonight. Baby, it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Lukenbach, Texas, Waylon, Welly, and the boys. The successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams' pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain, let's go to Luckenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain.
So baby, let's sell your diamond rings, buy some boots and faded jeans and go away. This coat and tie is choking me. In your high society, you cry all the days. We've been so busy keeping up with the Jones and 8-car garage, and we're still building on. So maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas, Waylon and Whaley and the boys. The successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain. Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas. Ain't nobody feeling no pain.
Very nice indeed. Look at that. I like it.
Right on.
I like it a lot. All right, well, we're running to end of our time here, but of course, obviously, you guys are both musicians. We always give a plug to Michelle's website, of course, but maybe right now we can plug your own music stuff.
Well, right on, Jimmy.
Well, I think the plug goes to you, my friend.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, richardcummins.com, you can find everything. Jim also is, I helped co-write Big White Semi. And
Right.
I had that out just last year.
Yeah, that's right.
So your dad was a million mile,
More than a million miles.
but he made the million mile?
He made the million mile
Yeah.
halfway through his career, so had to write a song about Dad and
Dad, the Big White Semi.
and
The Safeway.
Safeway truck
He was
driver.
Safeway
Yeah.
truck
And you guys have been collaborating since like high school,
Oh,
so
yeah,
Yes.
grade 9.
Yeah, this
Grade
is us in
9,
grade
yeah.
9.
This is like we've been collaborating more than we were alive at that point.
Yes.
Like with so many more years. 30 years? 30 years?
Yeah.
40?
well, let's
30.
not get too deep into that. You know, that's
Wow.
just going to start aging
12
us.
years or something?
I'm still in my 40s.
Yeah.
Should I even admit that? Does Michelle ever admit anything on that?
She sometimes admits too much, I think, actually. Yeah, you know, especially when it comes to you.
Well, my favorite was the Shades Day.
Yes.
That was like...
I couldn't let that go.
That was
no.
awesome.
Yeah. No, I couldn't let that go. All right. Well, we've said your website. You guys have played. We talked real estate. We've had some fun, and we'll have to do this again. And we'll just kick Michelle out every few weeks. You guys can come in.
Yeah, that's right. We'll send her more trips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming
Thanks,
in, boys.
Curtis.
Okay, thanks, Curtis. Ciao.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.